Now, there are many forms of the resistance. Like I told you guys, I believe last week, I want to show the moments of actual resistance, the times that people are standing up for themselves. Maybe it's aggressive, maybe it's funny. In this particular case, it was a little bit of both.
Hey fam, I was in Minneapolis and look, we just stumbled upon Greg Bovino at a fucking Speedway for a pre-Hague photo shoot. So good for him, I guess. For those following along at home, I have nothing against short men, but I do just have to report back there is about a 4-inch height difference. Do you want to get closer so they can see?
Oh no, a little higher there for you.
Still not the same. So Greg, you're standing right there in front of me, but to everyone following along at home, I hope you fucking eat shit. I hope this keeps you up at night for the rest of your life, and no one fucking wants you here. Oh, fantastic language. There's children in here, and your vehicle is choke.
Again, Rachel Cohen in the streets trolling their Greg Bovino and his little ass. Have you guys noticed how small these guys are? Have you noticed the leaders of all of these folks have to be the ones who are surrounding themselves with thugs to carry out all of their aggression? Because Greg Bovino apparently, is used to getting his ass kicked, and he definitely can't fight on his own. So you see, he also tried to intimidate that woman by walking around behind her with his little ass. So here, let's watch more moments of resistance coming from the scenes in Minnesota. Shame on you. So little man there couldn't keep his feet. It was like a cartoon character. It was like that bloop, 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 bloop sound every time he tried to step and chase someone down. He probably called him an asshole or something. So that's all it takes to set off, these very small-minded people with aggression on their minds. But still surrounded by all these folks. I believe even his last dive at someone else, because I guess he assumed someone tripped him, but he doesn't understand that his right foot could have tripped his left foot, or maybe that ice that he's running around on slipped his ass up. Either way, he was embarrassed. And once he gets embarrassed, they have to start attacking folks. Let's move on to another moment. This is the ironic one. This took place in, get this, the Cancun Mexican Grill and Cantina. The Cancun Mexican Grill and Cantina. Don't let the irony slip from you on that, as these several ICE agents tried to go in and have maybe a margarita and a taco.
Hey, you know what's up? Y'all Mexicans are doing for us too? The wrong with y'all? Y'all brown and proud? Not at all.
What the
Who's live?
I'm live.
No wonder you gotta wear a mask.
I got their stun guns out. D.
They asked you to leave. They asked you to leave. They asked you to leave.
Take off your mask. Take off your mask.
They asked you to leave.
Fat. Out of here, you fat little coward mother.
They asked you to leave.
Un-American pieces of
Cowards.
Nazi piece of
Cowards.
ICE agents who are running around grabbing brown and black people as quickly as possible run up in a Mexican restaurant looking for some food, because apparently they like the culture and the cuisine, but they don't like the people that created it. It's pretty standard for white supremacists that don't understand, how the world works. It's not going to happen. I think everywhere they go, they should be yelled at. Everywhere they go, they should be kicked the out. If they try and stay in a hotel, you don't get to stay here. The owners of this establishment get to refuse service to anyone. No shoes, no shirt, ice on your back, no service. Get the out of here. It should happen everywhere you go, because despite businesses, they also go to people's homes. You guys remember this? JD Vance was just talking about how they're going to continue these door-to-door knocks to go and bug people. Harass and terrorize people.
Can we help you? I don't care who you are. Okay, then go away. No, you're trespassing. You're trespassing. This is our property. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to do anything. You're trespassing. This is my house. I'm going to call the cops on you. You know I have the rights to bear arms, right? If you're trespassing. Oh, get away. Yes, you are. You can do whatever you want. You're trespassing. I'll call the cops on you. I will. All right, I'll tell them that. You don't need to wait. You're trespassing. I tell them that you're trespassing. You don't need to wait. We're not opening the door. I don't care who you are. Oh, good. Then go away. Waiting for who? Who? Okay, good for you. Waste your time. Thank you for trespassing.
Just talked about how he says he's going to invoke the Insurrection Act based off of these guys who are going to people's houses and threatening them through their doors. I'm going to be waiting outside for you. I guarantee you, you go to these guys' houses and you knock on it and stand in the driveway and say, I'm going to be waiting outside for you. Go ahead, call the cops. I'm waiting for you. How scared do you think these sorry sons of bitches would get? How much do you think they would go on Fox News and start complaining about how, look at these scary rabid libs standing out in front of my house threatening me? But they can unleash guys with big guns on their shoulders to walk around and tell you they're going to wait outside for you. They keep wanting to act like the violence and the aggression starts with us. Here's a story from a woman named Patty O'Keefe. You guys may have heard about it. She's been telling the story on a couple of different fronts because she needs to spread the word about what is that's happening. This white woman and her friend were abducted by ICE, and she gave a deep, detailed account of what is that she experienced.
My name is Patty O'Keefe. On this past Sunday, January 11th, myself and my good friend Brandon Seguenza were violently arrested and detained by ICE. During that encounter, we had an ICE agent spray pepper spray into our windshield vent. They then broke our windows, dragged us out of our vehicles, handcuffed us, and put us in separate cars. On the way over to the Whipple Detention Center, I was taunted, mocked. Also, on that same ride, one of the agents said that you guys got to stop obstructing us. That's why that lesbian bitch is dead. Speaking about Renee Good, I think it's important, though, that people know that this is what agents are saying.
As you can see, we know that it was a purposeful murder of Renee Good. We know that now they're using that as more intimidation towards other folks. I played the video twice on multiple days of one of these other agents running up on another woman and saying, didn't you guys learn from what's happened a few days ago? Have you learned yet? We're here to kill you or you roll over. That's the idea. So here, again, Patty O'Keefe was telling her story of being abducted, she and her friend taken into custody, and then apparently taken off to a facility. This is where it got even more interesting.
When we got to the detention center, we saw probably about 100 people in holding cells. We heard screaming, crying, just visceral agony from many of the people who were there. You know, someone saying, let me go, let me go, let me go, please, let me go, begging. We heard a child crying. My friend Brandon was brought into another room for questioning where he was offered money or legal protection for any undocumented family members that he might have in exchange for names of other undocumented people or names of protest organizers, a bribe, essentially. And another person in his cell, a Hispanic man, was offered that same deal. They both said no. I had a short conversation with a Border Patrol agent who, you know, was wondering why we were here, why we were so passionate about this. And at the end of it, he goes, I think, I kind of just think that we thought all you guys are crazy, right? And so you have people that are desensitized or okay with dehumanization and also think that people that are out here trying to defend their neighbors are crazy. And that's a really dangerous combination, and I think that is coming across in the way that we see that ICE officers are conducting themselves with people across the city.
It's the dehumanization. So at the back end, when that agent, I'm gonna talk about the corrupt part, obviously. At the back end, when that agent's asked, and I thought you guys were all crazy, they can't comprehend the idea of giving a damn about anyone else, about actually putting yourself out on the line to defend other people's rights. They don't care about rights. That's how fascists they are. It's not that they chose and went, oh, you know what? I think this week we'll be fascists. No, they've always been hateful people that think they have some kind of a like hierarchy of humanity over other folks, that they deserve more, and taking it from other people who've done the work for it. So as they had them in that detention center, the idea is to get them to snitch on other family members, folks that they can potentially turn in exchange for some freedom. So I can see the window into one of the reasons why they continue to abduct American citizens. Once they have them there, they'll threaten them, they'll go after them, call them names, demean them, and then afterwards say, we'll give you a deal here off of our illegal activities. And you notice one of the folks that they may want them to expose or turn over to them are people who are organizing. These guys are afraid of anyone organizing against them, putting together a collection of people that is willing to respond to their actions, because what they want is disarray, disorganization, and separation between the folks that they are fighting and attacking. So as we see those stories of people like about Patty O'Keefe here that told her story, Tom Homan has asked questions about that particular scene where that woman I showed yesterday was snatched out of her car as she was headed to the doctor, and she said she had a disability, and they cut her out of her seatbelt, snatched her on, and threw her on the ground.
When it comes to Minneapolis, we're seeing images like yesterday of a woman who was stopped by federal agents. She was dragged out of her car. I know DHS always has a response to this as to why they're acting that way. There are Americans who see this and say this looks like Putin's Russia. What is your
That's ridiculous. You know what? In Minneapolis, let's remember who set the stage here. First of all, the Biden administration let millions of people release millions of illegal aliens in this country in violation of the law. Many of them criminals because they weren't properly vetted. We're arresting thousands of them. So first of all, they created the problem with millions of illegal alien criminals in this country.
The question very clearly was, people are noticing this looks like Putin's Russia. What are your thoughts on that? All they got, that's ridiculous. Absolutely no addressing of the fact they just murdered someone. They just shot someone else last night, and they snatched this woman out of her car, an American citizen, for being an American citizen and driving. So he ignores that, instead goes right back to Biden and the fear tactics. 11 million illegal, dangerous, violent immigrants, dirty, filthy immigrants running through our towns. Was that woman that you guys snatched out of the car and cut a seatbelt around, was she a dirty, filthy, violent, rapist, murderer, drug dealing immigrant that they keep saying over and over again? Somebody's got to ask them the question again. Stay focused. Listen to your own question. And then when they don't answer it, ask them again. Be like, I don't want to hear any more of your nonsense. How about you answer the question?
Second of all, Minneapolis, we're a sanctuary city. You know, if they let us in their damn jail and stop being a sanctuary city, we could arrest the bad guy in the safety and security of the jail. But because they normally release them, now we got to go in the community and find them. Then they're mad we're in the community. President Trump made us promise to American people, we're going to find these criminals and make America safe again. So if they don't let us in the jail, we're going to go in the community. And the difference is, in places that's not a sanctuary, one agent can walk into a jail and arrest one criminal illegal alien. But when you release them in the community, now we got to send the whole team, because we got to arrest somebody on their turf. They have access who knows what weapons. It makes it dangerous for the officer, makes it dangerous for the alien, certainly makes it dangerous for the community. So if Minneapolis wants to help, like I saw Mayor Frye doing an interview this morning, let us in your damn jail. What's the downside of letting a federal law enforcement officer with the immigration authority talk to an illegal alien that you already locked up and put in a jail cell? It's ridiculous that they're pushing back on that.
What does that have to do with the fact that we've got Russian-like scenes in the streets of Minneapolis? What does that have to do with it? Because that was the question that he then went on to talk about criminal illegal aliens and go up in your damn jails. I think it's about time we stand up, and then stay standing up. Don't start bending and folding then. They're still going to come after you. They're still going to call you the worst of the worst.